I want to talk about something really key in film and how we can also apply that to our lives. But I should probably start by explaining what the hell it is. So let's talk about mise-en-scene. Mise-en-scene directly translates to placing on stage. It's a theatre term that fed into film, and in a nutshell, it's everything you see in the frame. And that's really important because that can tell you a lot about the people in the frame. Look around you right now. That is mise-en-scene. And think about what that tells you about you. You know, like the location probably reflects your financial situation. The decor, it shows your taste and your personality. Any objects around, that reveals your passion, or maybe your vice, depending what's there to be seen. What you're wearing, that shows how you want to present yourself to the world, or if you're at home, that shows what you're really like when you're not trying to put on the mask of how you want others to see you. Even the distance between you and someone else, that can speak volumes about the relationship and any internal feelings going on. And sometimes even the lighting can be used to reflect the internal feelings, and that's all part of mise-en-scene. It truly is an extension of the person's situation, and by having an awareness of it, we can understand what's really going on under the skin, but we can also understand what's going on beyond the walls. So the context of their life, what's actually happening in the grand picture. All these aspects are intentional in theatre and film. Like in Parasite, the opening shot tells us that the people in the story, they're at the bottom of society. They live in a basement apartment with stained socks and stained walls and bars on the window. They're trapped in this part of society. But the light coming through offers a glimmer of hope. They can actually see a way out. They can see a better life. If you want to really understand mise-en-scene, Parasite is a mise-en-scene masterclass on how we try to escape our reality but can never truly detach ourselves from it. That is mise-en-scene. It's both the fake image we try to present and it's the real image reflected back at us, showing through everything around us. Why do you think there's so many films where the hero rips off all the posters from the walls only to put them back up? You can never really get away from who you are. But we can also take lessons by what we don't see, what doesn't appear in our lives or in the frame. Like an absence of decor. I mean, in indie filmmaking, that's usually down to budget, and it might well be the same in your life. Or it may show someone trying to declutter their lives both physically and spiritually. It could reflect a lack of commitment to the place you're in or the people you're with. Sorry if that's you and you're watching this with your partner. Awkward. Now that's really useful in film, and it's something that I've tried to use in my filmmaking over the last year more and more, even though there's not been that much filmmaking to be had in 2020, but the bits that there were. But beyond helping your filmmaking toolkit, it can really help to take these lessons and apply it to your own life. So I moved into a new flat about 5 months ago, and I realise now, by looking at the mise-en-scene around me, the lies I was telling myself. I mean, I've not played chess in years, and yet I have a glass chess set out on display. I mean, who is that for? Like, who am I trying to impress? I mean, I'm up for a game, but it seems pointless that it's there just for show, for other people, not for me. And yet, it's taken me 28 years to buy and put up a space poster, and I love space, but for some reason I felt embarrassed to do that. Now, I was more than happy to show off my old analog camera, but I was embarrassed to show off my space socks. I mean, my space socks are freaking awesome. Like, why would I not want to show that? Mise-en-scene stretches beyond art. It shows us how we live as people. I know it said that science is how we live and art is why we live, but I do think that art can show us how we're living sometimes as well. Films often give us a much more honest representation of what's actually going on than we do in our own lives. Films just say it how it is, whereas we don't. So mise-en-scene isn't just something we can use to understand the truth about other people. It's something we can do to live truthfully ourselves, actually embrace who we are and become aware of that. Start shifting ourselves so we're more in line with who we want to be. Like, if I want to put up a picture of the Saturn V rocket, I'm going to put up a picture of the Saturn V rocket. And even the people around me, if I want to have friends in different circles, that's fine, you know, why wouldn't it be fine? We set the stage of our own lives, and yet we fill it with mise-en-scene from other people's, you know? Like, why are we doing that? Why not just be who you are, embrace that? be happy with that. You know, it's a great thing that you're different and I'm different and everybody has a different way of being. I think it's stupid that we all try to fit into the same thing. My passions lie somewhere between science and art, and yet I've always tried to put myself in one box or the other, rather than just accepting that, you know, I'm in my own box, and that's fine, that's great. I think if we were all a little bit more truthful with ourselves and reflected that, I think we'd all be a bit more content. So I think what I'm trying to say, other than what mise-en-scene is that with a little more awareness, we can understand what's going on inside and live a bit more truthfully. Now, I don't know about you, but I think the world could do with a bit more honesty and accepting of who others are and who we are. So keep creating, keep learning, and as cliche as it sounds, I guess keep being yourself, you know, and I'll try to do the same. All right, I will see you soon.